This video is sponsored by Squarespace. So inflation is absolutely out of control. Gas is mad expensive. Can't even go to the grocery store without spending all your money. So the real question is, how is your photography business going to survive the 2022 recession? So I don't know about you all, but keeping up with the news and watching the economy right now is not the most fun thing. And honestly, you may be wondering how your business is going to survive this recession. Let's talk about some things that you can focus on that will help you get through this storm and have a strong business that is resilient to no matter how the economy is looking. And keep in mind, something like photography is priceless. Having these special moments documented forever is something that money cannot buy. So don't be afraid about your business, and let's talk about these tips that will help you through the storm. So the first tip is be selective about your gear. Obviously, this is probably one of the hardest ones for photographers, but when that new camera comes out, you already know you got your bank account, your credit card out, like I'm about to buy this thing. Y'all gotta calm down with the gear and just operate with what you have. Remember, the camera is not what makes the photos, it is you, the photographer. You are the one making the beautiful shots, and all you really need to do is understand your camera and how to use it best. Again, I shoot with a crop sensor, and everyone's like, oh no, can't shoot with a crop sensor. I don't care. My photos look great, and it works out for me. I'm able to save some money because I shoot with crop sensors as well, and I've been rocking the old XT3s for like 4 years now, and they're just fine for me, and I'm not going to upgrade anytime soon. So make sure you're being selective with your gear. Don't always go buy the new lens. Don't always go buy the new camera. It's not going to make you any better. Learn photography itself. Learn the exposure triangle. Learn everything you can about photography. And actually, speaking of learning, I have some new courses that I'm working on and will be coming out very soon, which you can check out in the link in the description below. Now, when you're actually not spending all your money on gear, this helps you with the second tip, which is operating in the green. Operating in the green is probably the most important thing for any business, but honestly, as small business owners, if you're not operating in the green and something like 2020 happens or recession like is coming up now and you're in so much debt, you pretty much can just kiss your business goodbye. We all know as wedding photographers how quickly you can be booking up every month and then all of a sudden it's crickets and just dry desert the whole time. So make sure you're operating in the green. I actually have a video where I talk about how I situate my money, and I use a service called YNAB to make sure that I'm looking at every single dollar that I'm making and divvying it out the best way for my business. Y'all can check that out right up above. But definitely, please stop taking on so much debt. What y'all don't understand is that putting everything on a credit card keeps you in debt for longer and longer and longer. So operate as low and as small as you can. I know I always talk about services that you can sign up for and you can use to help your business grow, but in the first place, you need to use what you can. You know, if you can't use something like HoneyBook, get yourself a Google Doc and do all your clients that way. It'll be harder, yes, but if that's where you currently are in your business, that is okay. And once you start booking more and you can afford to pay for something like HoneyBook, then you upgrade to that. But don't just upgrade everything on the front end. Honestly, I can tell you all personally, I did that myself, and luckily my business survived because honestly, like the moment I booked my first wedding, I went out and bought so much gear because I was stressed that I wasn't going to be able to be a great wedding photographer, and that was like, I had that like $10,000 on a credit card for at least 3 to 4 years, and that was not a good choice. So again, you're wasting more money by taking on debt, and you're putting your business at risk by always operating in the red. Tip number 3 is having a website. And before you click off, you're like, oh, here comes another sponsor. Seriously, you need a website. Every photographer, every business owner, if you do not have a website, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. And you can do that with this video sponsor, Squarespace. Now, again, I am very biased with Squarespace. I used to work there, and I've been on them for 8 years now, and I absolutely love the service. Now, with a website, you're able to present your brand, you're able to have clients find your work, and actually book you all through Squarespace. Squarespace is an online website builder where you can build your website and portfolio and have a strong business and brand online. This is something that absolutely every business needs. And on top of that, you have analytics so you can see where people are actually viewing your site from, which is very important when it comes to booking and how you're booking your clients. Websites can also help you generate a newsletter, and an email list. And this way you're able to email clients even if they've never booked you for new deals you might have or minis you might be doing or anything that will support your business. So seriously, check out the link in the description below for 10% off of your first website or domain. And please make sure you have a website. If you're running a business and you want to take this on for the long haul, if you want to survive the recession, make a website now. The next tip goes along with having a website, which is having a strong brand and a booking process. If you do not have a strong brand, no one's going to find you and no one's going to work with you. Again, like I said, you may be thinking, oh, there's a recession, no one has money, people getting laid off, but photography is priceless. Someone will always pay for it. These are moments that they'll never get back. Because one thing you absolutely have to remember is time is way more priceless than money. And so because of that, if you're attracting the right type of clients, they will pay your rates even during a recession. So make sure your brand is tight, beautiful, and really represents you. Get it out of your head right now. Get it out of your head that you cannot book because things are bad, or because people in my area are cheap, or because, oh, there's people bringing down the market. Stop. You book at your rates because you believe in your rates and you know that photography is priceless. Stop psyching yourself out because it really is a mental game. I don't know how much more I can tell you that, but really just sit down with yourself, look at your prices and say, my work is worth this. And then give your clients the best experience you can. Now with your booking process, make sure you're getting to your clients quickly. Get to them first. As fast as you can email someone back is going to help you with the booking process. Also, again, like I've said, I use HoneyBook for all of my booking as well. And they actually just released some really cool new features called Smart Files, which help with this whole booking process as well. But having a great presentation, meeting with your clients in person or over Zoom, and then having a clear-cut booking process are all going to help you with booking. Just remember, not everything is about price. And if it is about price, you're serving the wrong market. Because remember, there are people out there with bank money. You know, like they got bank money. And if you think this recession is stopping them from doing the things that they want to do, you are just silly. You know, like they're spending money still. They have money still. So if you're in the low market, you're missing out on being able to book people because the lower markets are the ones who are getting hit the worst by the recession. And now that doesn't mean to just go for the expensive people, but offer a great brand and a great experience so that you know you're always serving your clients no matter what market they're in. And speaking of clients as well, that goes into our next tip, which is be understanding with your couples. Photographers love to complain about couples all the time, about people being too cheap or people wanting to book them for only 2 hours or all kinds of craziness. Things are hard right now, okay? So be understanding with your couples. Like stop and put yourself in their shoes. Have a little bit of empathy and sit down and be like, look, let's see what I can offer these couples without, giving away the whole cow and not benefiting myself. Because at the end of the day, you need to run a business. Now here, let's get this in our minds. Running a business is a good thing because you're providing a service for someone else. You are blessing their life with something that they would like to have that brings them joy. So for instance, you're doing wedding photography, which is capturing a special day for them that they will have for generations. Now, once you start thinking like that, you know that you need to be profitable in your business so that you can keep blessing others with your skill in photography. So don't think of it as just, I'm trying to make money, I'm trying to get paid, but really like, how low can I go to serve my clients as well as I can without doing a disservice to my business? That's the way we should approach it, not just, oh, you ain't paying enough, or oh, I don't make enough money, I'm trying to buy that new Gucci bag, No, serve your clients. Think about them as people. Stop looking at it as dollar signs and only markets and only how expensive are people willing to pay. If someone has a small wedding and they come to you last minute, like really consider it. If it's lower than your rates, see if you can pull it off. Now, don't do too much work, but again, serve your clients. But on that same note, with our next tip, don't just take anyone who comes your way. Now, while you can take a wedding last minute, let's say the next weekend or something for a cheaper price if it's like close to home, and while you can cut your prices for clients, don't just take anybody. There are people who are going to be out there just trying to get a deal because. Make sure that you really feel for this couple and that you really feel like you're serving them correctly if you are going to do something like lower your prices because they came to you last minute or only shoot for 3 hours. This shouldn't be something you do for everybody, because if you do that, then you become the cheap photographer and you're always going to be there. But again, times are hard. Be reasonable where you can. But on the same end, don't just turn over and be like, I have to book this couple because I have no money. Don't do that. Do not do that. You're going to deal with so many more problems if you're booking people because you feel stressed that you have no money. Because trust me, the worst thing for your business is working with a couple who does not see eye to eye with you just for the money. Like, I have a story myself. My first 1-star review was basically a couple that I booked just for the money, and I thought it was fine, and it ended up being a nightmare, and I regret doing that wedding because of that. But what I learned from it is never to just take something because you're like, oh yeah, this is great, they're paying the most I've ever been. Don't do it. So really, think about your clients and don't just jump at the money, because this is not about money. It's about so much more. And something else that isn't about the money are the mistakes that you shouldn't be making as a wedding photographer, which is not going to help you get through the recession. So check out this video here where you can learn more about that. And I'll catch y'all next time.